please take a moment to like, share, and subscribe. Prince Andrew. As I look at what's going on Twitter today, July 5th, 2020, I see a lot of tweets about the same things that have been circulating for the past few days. That is about Prince Andrew. If any of you are interested in day-to-day articles of what is going on with the royals or the Sussexes, it is best to visit Hugo's channel. I'll leave his YouTube channel link in the description. He is more thorough about these topics, and it is pretty good to hear his point of view. Here's a clip of his today's video.
Good morning, and today I'm going to take a look at today's articles, and we have a ton of articles out today in the Sunday press from the army of robots known as the mainstream royal reporters, and one of these reports has led to a Twitter storm, which I'll be showing you in a moment. But what is the royal reporter's job today? Well, first of all, I'll tell you what, it's not to talk about Andrew, that's for sure. Don't mention Andrew or that photo of Kevin Spacey and Maxwell sitting on the Queen's throne in Buckingham Palace. Oh no, we must ignore that. These royal reporters, they seem to be just an extension to the royal family's PR team.
My channel, on the other hand, tend to pick a topic and give my opinion about it, which Hugo tends to do as well on his channel. I'm a little bit different in that aspect. So for this video, I want to take a look of the Andrew situation and a different point of view. Yesterday or the day before, I believe either July 3rd or July 4th, Maxwell was arrested in the Epstein case.
Victims susceptible to sexual abuse. That abuse included sexualized massages during which the minor victim was fully or partially nude. These sexualized massages developed into sexual encounters for which Maxwell in some instances was present and participated. Maxwell and Epstein worked together to entice these minor victims to travel to Epstein's residences, depicted on the other chart at the front of the room. His residence in New York City on the Upper East Side, as well as Palm Beach, Florida, and Santa Fe, New Mexico. Some of the acts of abuse also took place in Maxwell's residence in London, England. In addition to allegedly enabling and participating in the sexual abuse of young victims, Maxwell compounded her crimes by repeatedly lying in 2016 when she was questioned under oath, and we have charged those lies in 2 perjury counts. Maxwell lied because the truth, as alleged, was almost unspeakable. Maxwell enticed minor girls, got them to trust her, then delivered them into the trap that she and Epstein had set for them. She pretended to be a woman they could trust. All the while, she was setting them up to be sexually abused by Epstein, and in some cases, by Maxwell herself. Today, after many years, Ghislaine Maxwell finally stands charged for her role in these crimes. These charges we announced today are the latest result of our investigation into Epstein and the people around him who facilitated his abuse of minor victims. That investigation remains ongoing. My office and the FBI remain committed to doing all within our ability to bring justice to individuals who enabled, facilitated, and participated in the acts of abuse. Combating the exploitation of children is a priority of our office. We are committed to pursuing and prosecuting those who exploit and abuse minors.
And Prince Andrew's name keeps popping up at every level. Before Maxwell was arrested, the Queen was reported that she called President Trump Independence Day. But whatever, I'm just saying. Next thing I know, a day or two later, we heard about Maxwell was arrested in the Epstein case. I will leave this at that too. It just seemed a little weird, and coincidentally, of how things are keep on happening one after another. That's all. I'm just pointing things out. They are facts. The point I want to make about this situation is, in my humble opinion, please, it's very important to say that. The Queen remains in her position, I believe, to set some sort of record that will never be broken. She's been in her position at a very young age. Not too many people live that long. Not too many royals take position at an early age like she did, and let alone remain king or queen for that long. A lot of other prominent leaders or royals look up to her.
I find, first of all, I think it's a very strange coincidence that our jubilees should be in the same year, and the fact that Queen Elizabeth has her jubilee, 60th jubilee, is a wonderful thing, I think. And I feel very much I really want to congratulate her, and I want to congratulate her nation for the fantastic years she's really served her. And she's always been somebody I've admired. I've also happened to know her very well, fairly well anyway, but I've always admired her, and I think she's inspired me in one particular thing right from the start, even before she was queen, when she talked about dedicating herself to her nation. And I remember thinking, when I was quite young, long before my father died, that was really what it is all about. And I felt that very much 40 years ago, that day when I was proclaimed, that I must somehow or other understand that I dedicate my life to my nation, like she has done. And in that way, she's been very important to me.
I can make my solemn act of dedication with the whole empire listening. I should like to make that dedication now. It is very simple. I declare before you all that my whole life, whether it be long or short, shall be devoted to your service and to the service of our great imperial family to which we all belong. But I shall not have strength to carry out this resolution alone unless you join in it with me, as I now invite you to do. I know that your support will be unfailingly given.
They praise her for putting country first before anything else. If Queen Elizabeth doesn't want to leave or tarnish her reign, she has to do something about Prince Andrew. Unlike Romanov family, I'll put the name because I'm pretty sure I don't pronounce the name correctly. Prince Andrew's case is completely different. In my humble opinion, Prince Andrew was not forced or in any position of threat to participate in the Epstein case. Prince Andrew had a choice to not participate in that kind of environment.
We weren't anything important to them at all. We weren't even a human being to them. We were just another toy to be passed around.
Once you get on that island, how do you get off? We found through our investigation that at least up to 2018 that continued.
They were a perfect fit. He had the money, she had the connections.
How did you know she wasn't his girlfriend?
Because she's not 12.
I expected it from a man, but I didn't expect it from a woman.
I think about it all the time, and it hurts a lot, and I never had children because of it, because I didn't feel like they would be safe.
What sort of threats has she made against you?
I'm gonna burn your art, and then I'm gonna burn your career, and then I'm gonna burn you and the house you live in.
Maxwell has been taken into custody.
There's just so much overwhelming evidence.
We will have our day, and I think this is something that people are going to talk about for a long time.
If Queen Elizabeth wants to prevent similar fate or is comparing Prince Andrew's case to the Romanov family, she's not in the right path of history.
Shortly after midnight on July 17, 1918, the course of Russian history was changed with one act of brutal violence. Tsar Nicholas II and the royal Romanov family were executed on orders from the revolutionaries who had taken control of their country. By Thursday, Nicholas II had abdicated the Russian throne. His palace was overrun by revolutionary troops, ending 304 years of Romanov rule over Russia. The family was initially placed under house arrest at the Alexander Palace, south of St. Petersburg, but the new provisional government wanted the Romanovs out of the country. So they asked Nicholas's first cousin, King George V of Great Britain, to take them in. At first, the king accepted, but then changed his mind after realizing just how unpopular the Romanovs were with both Parliament and the British public. So they asked Nicholas's first cousin, King George V of Great Britain, to take them in. At first, the king accepted, but then changed his mind after realizing just how unpopular the Romanovs were with both Parliament and the British public. Shortly after midnight on July 17, 1918, the course of Russian history was changed with one act of brutal violence. Tsar Nicholas II and the royal Romanov family were executed on orders from the revolutionaries who had taken control of their country. By Thursday, Nicholas II had abdicated the Russian throne. His palace was overrun by revolutionary troops, ending 304 years of Romanov rule over Russia. The family was initially placed under house arrest at the Alexander Palace, south of St. Petersburg, but the new provisional government wanted the Romanovs out of the country.
They are not the same. I will leave a couple links in the description in regard to the Romanovs family if you're not aware of their situation. You should know the story about them. With today's media, everyone has a cell phone. News is non-stop. Coronavirus keeps some people at home doing absolutely nothing. As a result, people are paying attention. There's nothing else to do. No matter how the mainstream media try to bury this Prince Andrew story, it will never go away. The world is watching. The Sussexes are not in the picture to take full blame for things they are not part of. We shall see how this Prince Andrew debacle ends. And let's see how Queen Elizabeth will leave her legacy. This will pretty much tell it all. Thanks for watching. Please take a moment to subscribe, like, and share.